gosh, this is the second time we've done this, and it's still not old to me that Facebook Live is so cool. So we're just gonna wait like a little bit for people to join us, and I hope you've seen the spots for this around Facebook and Instagram telling them to join us.
Yeah.
So,
and I will say, 3 people have asked me in the office today, that belly belongs to neither me or Maggie.
yes.
It's a third-party belly in the photo.
Right. But it was beautiful representation of what we're chatting about today.
It looks just like us, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was you.
Yeah, and you guys thought it was each other, so it made sense. It really worked. Okay, cool. Well, you know what? Let's just dive right in and get started. So, hello, Facebook.
Hi, Facebook.
Hello. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is our second Facebook Live. Our first one was an AMA with our CEO, Christine Hunziker, from Ask Me Anything. You can actually scroll down on the Facebook page and find it, or it's in our videos if you want to go back and watch it. Also, be sure, if you like this, which you do, it's super fun, turn on notifications. That way you know whenever we go live. So for today's Facebook Live, Mother's Day is on Sunday, so I'm here with 2 gorgeous expectant mothers, and we're going to talk a little bit about maternity and how that can work with your Gwynnie Bee subscription. We don't specifically carry maternity wear at this time, but we do know that it can work for a lot of people, and that's why we're going to do this little question and answer session, so that way you guys can get an idea of maybe how it could work for you or for one of your loved ones. So yeah, let's do some quick introductions before we start. I'm Lisa, I'm your host. I am a Gwynnie Bee member and staffer, and this is Ann, and this is Maggie. So Ann, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Sure. I'm Ann. I'm also Gwynnie Bee Staffer and member. I am now 19 weeks pregnant, so about halfway through with my second child. I have a 3-year-old little boy also, and this is also a boy. And super excited to be here to talk about this. It's something that I've spent the last couple of months really experimenting with, and it's something I'm really excited about.
Hi, my name is Maggie. I'm an associate marketing manager at Gwynnie Bee. I am 31 weeks pregnant, expecting my first child. My husband and I are very excited. He's a boy, and I'm also a Gwynnie Bee member since August of last year, and I'm also really excited to share my experiences with you.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. Really excited to chat about this. So we've got a couple of questions for both of you and a couple for each. So for both of you, I'm going to talk a little bit about maternity clothes for plus-size women. And can you talk about how accessible that is and how that's been for you guys?
Sure. So maternity in general is hard. When I was pregnant with my first child, I started out at around a size 8. And even there, where I was like squarely in straight sizes, I found it really difficult to find clothes that I liked the style of and that I liked the quality of, and that didn't cost me an arm and a leg. It all just seemed like really overpriced for stuff that wasn't great. And now, coming into this pregnancy, I was about at a 14, 16, and I was shocked. I mean, not shocked, but pretty shocked at how much harder it is when you cross into that plus size range. Especially, you can find kind of like everyday casual clothes largely, and you can find basics. But if you want something to look a little bit nicer, or if you want like really professional looking workwear, or if God forbid you have to go to like a cocktail party or a black tie event, it's really difficult. It's an exercise in creativity, and it does not get any cheaper.
Have you found similar things in your experience?
I can totally agree with Ann. This is my first pregnancy, so I've not had any maternity clothing before like Ann has had, and it has been very difficult to find just some of the staples. They are out there, but you also want to stay on a budget, because I am preparing the baby's nursery, buying baby things, worried about making space for him, and then also finding clothing for my first pregnancy. So Gwynnie Bee has been great to help me supplement that with like the dressier items and things.
Great. Yeah, you started to touch a little bit on like financially kind of what it's been like. So let's talk a little bit more about that. How hard is it to buy maternity clothes, especially when you're only using them for a short period of time, along with everything else you're buying for your pregnancy and then, you know, your baby's life when he arrives and he gets here?
Yeah, which is
That
9
gets
weeks
cheaper.
away. Yeah, it's hard because you want to find nice things, but like Ann said, you don't want to spend an arm and a leg on them because you're only wearing them for about 5 to 6 months, because those first 3 months you can still kind of fit in your pre-pregnancy clothes. So I've gotten some of my staples from like Old Navy, Motherhood Maternity, but when I wanted to find like a few maxi dresses for the summer and my upcoming baby shower, I couldn't really find anything on those sites. They had a lot of smaller sizes, but not really for the plus. And then when I went onto other websites, there were cute maxi dresses, but they're like $80, $90, and that's for one dress. So what's been great is for Gwynnie Bee, I think a 3 plan is around $95, and you can get around 10 outfits a month, and you know, spend about the same as you would on one maxi dress.
And you get to change it up depending on what's happening with the season.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like that makes a big difference too, seasonality. Like you were wearing this gorgeous maxi dress, which we have on the site. And so yeah, so it must be so nice to be able to just kind of rotate things out and know that you're not going to be stuck with these maternity items that you but may not wear again.
Right.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. So Anna, I want to talk to you a little bit about confidence. So how do you feel about your confidence when you're pregnant, and what helps with that?
Sure. So one of the funny things about being pregnant, at least for me, and it continues past pregnancy, is that you have this period of time. I was actually thinking about it this weekend, that you have this period of time while you're pregnant, and then frankly, for me, it was like the whole first year of my son's life, where your body's not yours. Like it's sort of yours, like it's sort of what you remember, but every day it's different. You like bump into things because you can't figure out where anything is anymore. I looked down, couldn't see my feet the other day. And for people, I've always been very style focused. I love color. My parents met as buyers for a major department store. Like my whole family is very into style and clothes and how that makes you feel. And it's hard. It's really hard, especially when you're dealing with the kind of dearth of great maternity options. To get dressed every day, you feel like you're wearing the same 3 things, and you don't love them. I bought jewelry my first pregnancy, a lot of statement necklaces to try to switch that up. But one of the things that I think has been really great for me with Gwynnie Bee is that it's allowed me to kind of sub in pieces and still feel a little bit like myself. I have a great example of like who I like to be and who I feel like I still can be this pregnancy. I had my son's, they had a brunch this morning for Mother's Day at my son's preschool.
Oh, fun.
Really cute. They had them fill out those little forms where they describe their mommies. And he was like, my mommy is kind of old, but not really old. She has brown eyes. Not true. But the thing that made me laugh so much is he said, it was like, my mommy is really good at, he said, trying on dresses.
Oh.
And that's true. I like being able to switch things out and have a lot of different options and not wear the same thing every day. So this has been huge for me. I mean, this blazer is City Chic. This came from Gwynnie Bee. And what I love about it, so I'm pairing it with a maternity top and a maternity skirt. It won't really, it'll close over the bump, but it looks kind of silly because it flares straight out. But blazers you can wear the whole time. And maxi dresses like this with an empire waist you can wear the whole time. So there's options that are available. And the first time I was pregnant, it didn't even occur to me to try non-maternity clothes. It didn't occur to me. And I feel so much better now that I feel like there's so much more that I can do.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. That's cool. That's really cool. That's nice because we talk a lot about Gwynnie Bee and kind of how it's helped various women in their confidence over their styling possibilities. I know it's been a big deal for me and feeling confident in the way that I look, and so it's kind of nice to know that it carries over during a period of time where, as you mentioned, your body's very different because you're hosting
daily.
You're hosting someone new in it
Daily.
So so that's really wonderful to hear that that's something that you experience. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about some insider tips to pick outfits specifically from Gwynnie Bee when you're on the site. How do you pick outfits that work for you in this moment? And do you have any brands or shapes or any tips you have for our lovely viewers?
Sure. One thing that has worked for me, as Anne mentioned, is empire waist, because it comes right under your bust, so it has room for your belly to grow. So this dress is my normal pre-pregnancy size in a 2X, so it's able to fit my belly, but then also proportionately fit me in my arms and everywhere else.
Yeah, that's a good point. Sizing up does not work.
No.
It just swims on you on top. You just have to find things that have space. And you know what else I like about that maxi dress is, the problem you run into is your belly gets bigger, and I realize this because it's my second and it happened a lot faster, is that things get short in the front.
Oh, yeah.
But the maxi dress, you don't have to worry about that because it's floor length anyway, so no matter, I mean, maybe at the very end it'll get too short, but it has a lot of space to accommodate without riding up and being really obvious.
Yes, totally agree with that. Some other things I found, the scuba print dresses, because they're not super tight in the panels, they can work as your belly is growing.
Stretchiness is good.
Yes, I have found that they work very well, and then I've been closeting some of the tunic tops and just more of the flowy shirts that we've been getting in for the spring and summer. So those are some of the things that have worked for me.
And I would say all of that, Maggie and I have talked a lot about this. I mean, I obviously knew she was pregnant when I told people I was pregnant, so I was like, okay, so what are you doing? I would say all of that, plus blazers, as I mentioned, I love. And I found this one poppy and bloom dress, and it was totally on a whim. I mean, I cleaned out my closet when my belly started growing and left things in that I thought I would try. But there's this poppy and bloom dress that's pleated right here, which is amazing because it creates, so if you look for styles with pleating in the front, definitely empire waist, but even as you said, some of the Taylor dresses or Julia Taylor dresses or Gabby Sky dresses that are that scuba material, they sit on top and they stretch enough that it doesn't, which has been great.
It's so nice.
I mean, there's trial and error. There's always trial and error.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
Are there any co-op brands that you guys, off the top of your head, you said that there was a Poppy and Bloom one. I know you look really great in some Julie and Taylor ones.
yeah, that's your look.
Yeah. Are there any other brands that you might want to call out that have been really maternity friendly?
A Leota top that I had recently, it was a tunic, so that fit really well. Julian Taylor, Julia Jordan, those are some of the brands that have worked for me.
And that's Kiona,
Yes, this is cute.
Nice.
which I've never worn before, and I put that dress on and it fit like a dream. It's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you guys have you guys done a lot of switching out of your closet throughout your pregnancy? Yes, you're kind of like always on top of, always on top of what
I
you're getting.
just got to the point, and I manage my closet really tightly because it changes so quickly. Like I really just got to the point where I could fake my way into a lot of non-maternity until like 2 weeks ago. I mean, Maggie went on vacation 2 weeks ago, came back and was like, "Whoa, you popped," and it did. So as that happens, you start to be able to eyeball like, oh, that waist is a little lower and it has a ribbon, so there's no way that's going to work.
Right.
Yeah, you have to be kind of on top of your closet management.
Yeah.
But I do that anyway. I'm kind of checking.
Let's take a quick little shout out for just all of our Gwynnie Bee users. That the on hold section is really great and really helpful.
Who's your best friend?
Yeah, when you're doing something like this, or like when you're changing season, or if you have like a series of events coming up, anything where you kind of need to be a little bit more conscious of what you're getting. The on hold section, great place. You just pop it right in there when you're ready to get those items again. You can bring them right back to on the rack. It's a great feature. So, insider tip for moms and moms.
I do this. I closet things now that there's no way it would work for maternity, but I might want it after.
Yep.
And put them in right in on
on
hold.
hold, so that way you can just build that.
So I
into
don't
your
forget
closet.
about it. Right.
Yep, I've been doing that, and also so the sizing doesn't run out either.
Oh, nice. And because you guys mentioned that the sizing has remained pretty consistent, the shape just has to be different.
Yes.
Exactly. That's so interesting. That's a really interesting point. So thank you guys for bringing that up. Cool. So I just want to thank you guys so much for coming. This is pretty much all we have question-wise. But is there any other last-minute, like, you gotta know this for your Gwynnie Bee plus maternity? Anything?
I can't think of anything. I think
You
I
know,
touched on a lot of things.
Yeah, we kind of ran it. So thank you so much for joining us for the second Facebook Live. It was so great. It flew by, and we're really looking forward to more to come. If you guys have ideas of what you want to see, topics you want us to talk about, write them in the comments. Let us know. Reach out to us. We really want to hear what you want to see because we're really excited about this new feature, and we'd love to keep doing it. So thank you so much, and I think it's just time to sign off. So
Awesome.
bye.
Bye, guys.